Minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Did you see that?
What do you mean?
7 years ago in the contender series, Marav and Sean was basically in the same thing, 2018. Right?
Isn't the same thing?
Basically in the
I
same
did
thing.
not even know that.
Marav literally talked. He said Sean O'Malley is a great fighter. I want to fight him next. And they were like, he was like, I'm great on the ground. I'm great on stand up. Like bro,
Yeah.
a full clip 7 years ago. Somehow his English was better too. I don't know how, but his English is better. He was talking about Sugar Sean O'Malley.
I mean, we gonna get it.
Now he's beat him 2 times.
We gonna get
Now
into all that.
he's beat him 2 times.
You
Jump
spilling
into
the beans
it.
already, man. Come
Jump
on,
into it, man. I'm ready.
Welcome back to the GetBack Podcast, everybody. I'm your host, Damian Dusten, here with
Ayden Jones. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
and welcome back to episode 12 of the GetBack Podcast.
We getting there, bro.
Consistency is key.
We getting there.
I'm telling you, we killing it right now. I'm liking how last episode's doing. It's doing pretty good right now. And you know, obviously that was an NBA special, which we'll get into a little bit later in the episode.
We cooking though. We cooking.
But what a Saturday night we got in the UFC when it comes to fights and where it puts everybody in where it puts everybody in the rankings.
Huge
First,
card.
Huge card. And I think it's only right if we work backwards to main event. So, and I think we should cover that whole main card. So we should start with that first fight.
I mean,
we should start with Vicente Luque versus Kevin Holland.
I had money on this. We had money on this.
We
had money on this. What did you think? Cause I feel like you, Loki, had a better prediction kind of going into the fight. Helped me with the bet. So what did you think about going into this one?
So obviously, I didn't think Vicente Luque was going to be very active on the feet for the first 2 rounds, which I know draft sports, whatever we did last night, it was 36.5 under for significant strikes. I said pick the under because Vicente Luque gets active when he's in trouble. And I think we saw that a little bit when Kevin, struck him a little bit and put him in some tough positions. But I'll tell you what, Kevin Holland,
man, I ain't gonna front.
Professional.
The way he came out striking, that was like intentional, and not even the striking, the talking. Like we heard him over the crowd, just big mouth. And
because leading up to the fight, he was the trailblazer.
That's
Holland.
what I'm saying.
He came out of that fight big mouth,
and not even that elbow where he caught him right in the jaw. That was nasty.
And he hit him with an overhand that actually put a hematoma on the back of his head, which was crazy looking.
I was calling it something last night, but he put something back there that looked
looked crazy. But I think what this does for Kevin Holland is, it was a big win. Obviously, getting a submission in the first minute of the second round. When you do that,
crazy like that. Because I don't know if he's heard it. They usually don't mention him like that. They started out. They said, starting in Kung Fu, Kevin Trailblazer, like bro, Kung Fu. He finishes it off with one of these backwards. Oh
absolutely.
My gosh, stop!
And it really, Kevin Holland's request after the fight was he wanted Colby. He wants to fight Colby Covington next. He thinks that's an entertaining fight, and I think it makes sense.
It will be a great fight. I mean, he's coming off of 2 wins after that first loss in the beginning of the year,
and whoever wins this gets shot up a little bit. I think. If Colby and Kevin do fight, it'll be a way bigger fight for Colby than I actually think it is for Kevin. Because in the sense that if Colby needs a win.
Colby needs a win, but I just don't think that him beating Kev really does anything for him. If that makes sense.
Kev, it puts him back in the rankings potentially.
If this makes sense, Kev has fought that would be 4 times in the year 2025. And I'm pretty sure I can guarantee you the fight's going to be more likely like September, October, bro.
It makes him more active in the rankings, I think.
It makes him more active, but for who? Kev or
Colby. I think it puts some movement there with his number.
His number hasn't done anything in the past 5 years, because guess what? He hasn't done anything in the past 5 years.
Which is exactly why I think a win over Kevin Holland, who, to your point, the last two fights, wins, impressive.
I knew Colby needed something when he tried to go for Patty. Like, gang, he's searching, he's fishing for anything. So he'll take it, I think. It's just, I don't think it's gonna really help him. I guess I don't know. And
for Vicente Luque, I just really think
it's over.
Bad matchup.
It's over, bro. It's over for him.
And I wouldn't say it's over for him. I think he can still fight in the UFC. He's still gonna be a good fighter. But
he can still fight, but for what?
he won't. He's not a championship level fighter.
No, he hasn't been a champion. He hasn't been a championship fighter.
And he does put on some pretty entertaining performances sometimes when he gets active in those fights. So
when he gets on the ground,
and when he gets on the ground,
that's when it's a good, nice fight for him.
We'll have to see.
I forget that fight. To me, one of my favorite fights, possibly my second favorite fight of the whole night, bro. Batista, bro.
Mario Batista versus Patchy.
That fight to me, Patchy obviously he had his debut.
Now before we get into that fight,
what? Go on ahead, talk to me.
No, before we get into that fight, it was supposed to be Mario and Cheeto.
Yeah.
Before getting into that, do you wish you saw Mario versus Cheeto over this fight?
That's a hard question. I think I'm a Cheeto fan, so I'll probably be biased to say yeah. But Patch, I think it was time for him to get his debut. Like I said, wasn't pretty, I guess, in the beginning. If he gave us an inch pulse of that last 30 seconds to the last minute of that whole fight, for maybe even that second round, maybe the second and third, that would have been a whole complete different fight. I would normally
agree with you. I think Mario was just low-key gassing
Mario was gassing him out. So, dog, that last 30, he busted it. He gave him one right here, he busted him up bad.
There's some guys that we see go into their first fight in the UFC, and they either do really good or they struggle. We see Michael Venom Page do really good. And we see guys like Pitbull, Patchy,
which are championships. Like these are champions, not just contenders.
These aren't just contenders. These are champions in the respected organizations.
Right.
And they just look, I want to say the ones who don't look good, like Patchy and Pitbull, they look overwhelmed by the moment.
I think it's always that first round. It's always the first round.
It's the first fight, I think. Because
you can say the first fight,
guys,
but I think when they get comfortable,
these guys
even Pitbull, when he got comfortable, he started throwing, and usually it's just too late. It's simply just too late. Because that first round, Batista, oh man, I mean, like that was a class of work right there. Like that was art. What he was doing.
His boxing is amazing.
Amazing. Because honestly, I was gonna say last night, he looked like a young Dominic Cruz in there. I probably he does. He looked like a young, very healthy 2006, 2000 like thirds. No, honestly, he looked like a like dominant Dominic Cruz, a 2015, 2016.
I say he's Cruz. A little more. I would say he's a little more orthodox than
he can be. I think the way that
Dom is a little more.
It was just the way he was doing all of this. He still the feints. That's Cruz right there, dog. That's
feints,
Cruz.
Yeah.
Good fight though. Beautiful fight.
And I think Patchy could still have some success in UFC. I just think
fight. It's his first fight.
It's the first fight against Mario Bautista, who we already know he's a beast.
Every time he got hit though, man, his face, he would be like, he kept on like crumbling up. I was like, oh man,
I know that hurt.
You know that shit hurt. Yeah, that shit hurt.
Exactly. So it's kind of like
it hurts. It
hurts him, but I think he'll be back.
Yeah. Next fight, I was very disappointed. I think the first round, I guess, was great until
it wasn't.
Joe versus Kev.
Joe Pfeiffer versus Kelvin Gastelum.
That was
and it went to decision. Obviously, decision went to Joe Pfeiffer. He had 2 knockdowns, which listen, this wasn't a robbery. It was obvious that
no robbery. No. Kev, you got to get Kev's chin. Had a hell of a fight.
Yes.
Kev Shin had a hell of a fight. Nobody knows how he kept getting up.
Kelvin lost easily, but I will say this. It was a very interesting fight in the sense that Joe would, when he would clip Kelvin, he would almost be reluctant to finish him.
Bro, no. Pause. He would. There's no way for 3 rounds straight you look for one punch. After the second round,
he wasn't.
You had 8 strikes other than a head strike the whole fight. You didn't go for any legs, mind you. His legs look like complete bulldozers compared to Kev's legs. Don't go for the legs. No body size. Nothing. No,
because he was searching for that knockout, and I felt if he was able to put a combination together of some strikes, he probably could have knocked Kelvin Gastelum out.
I get it. That first hit was beautiful, where I thought the fight should have been over too. The second one was nice too. Dog, after you got to do something, you have to do, and not even that. What are your coaches telling you? What are your coaches saying in the corners, like for you to not look for anything else at all but the knockout? That's not good, bro. Stop. Yeah. He started getting rocked, not rocked. He was starting to get hit. He was starting to get open. He was looking for one punch, and he was leaving his face open, and it didn't look good. It didn't look good at all.
And obviously, this fight for Joe, I think, puts him a little higher up in the,
Yeah.
you know, in the middleweight. Maybe he gets
You heard the commentators. They were saying the same thing that we were saying. They weren't impressed. He even said sorry. What did he say in his post interview? The first thing he said, guys, I'm sorry, because he knows it wasn't good. We heard boos the whole fight. Stop, bro.
That's very true.
When was the last time you heard boos when there's 2 knockdowns in a fight? I'm being serious.
That's true, but I think Kelvin is the more popular fighter.
He can be, but we all thought Joe was gonna win. He was talking a lot this whole week. And he was supposed to do something more. That's all. Hopefully he can bounce back.
That's very valid. Now I want to get into this. This was a fight that you and me were actually 2 advocates for.
Yeah.
We actually have been saying, you know, I'm excited for Juliana Pena versus Kayla Harrison. I think it could be a good fight.
Because it's Kayla's time. That's why.
It was a good fight-ish, and then it was over. Obviously, you know, Kayla submitted her in the second round, end of the second round. 5 seconds left, and Juliana Pena tapped quick. What did you make of that fight, and where do you see?
Bro, she had to genuinely think it was gonna snap. She had to think that in the next millisecond that if her arm was gonna snap longer, her arm was done for the rest of her life. It had to be. No way you hear them say 30 seconds, 15 seconds.
Yep.
You hear the 10 sound go off and you tap. Break my arm for 5 seconds.
Whoa.
For 5 seconds?
You're so crazy.
Dog, the coaches are yelling at her. It's 5 seconds. And you tap.
And she taps. She was going to break that shit.
Break my shit.
Whoa.
Man, for 5 seconds. I'm going out there like Willy Wonka in that other round.
So obviously what this means for the winner in bantamweight is everybody's going to have to wait as it's somebody else's turn. And that's Amanda Nunes, who is now going to be fighting Kayla Harrison, which is probably going to be the biggest women's fight.
That's a main event. Not on a fight night. That's a main event.
Wow.
That's not a fight night.
That's Jones calling Kayla Harrison, Juliana Pena a main event.
No. Kayla versus Amanda Nunes?
Yeah.
Yeah, you said Juliana Pena. Kayla versus Amanda Nunes is a main event fight a beautiful co-main event with I don't know who. Give me something good and make that a main event. That's not a co. If this is a co, what do you think Amanda versus Kayla will be? Both literally
Amanda
great.
And
well
Kayla
around.
Could be a co.
Well around. Kayla in that first round put her on the canvas, dog. I mean, flat out laid her on the canvas. What happened for the majority of the whole frame? Cooked her. I mean, simply cooked her. Her control time was insane. That's a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. Like that's her. That's a main event. Yes. Amanda Nunes comes back.
Could we co-main it to 19?
Stop, man. Too soon. I think
August 16th.
Yeah, too soon. It's too soon.
Yeah.
This was 316. I'd say give me a good, beautiful fight in October, November. I'm down for it. Amanda, I know she's been training. When you know what you're training for, you need time. I know she's gonna need time. Because I do think that Amanda will still come out and
I think Amanda will win
and show her dominance.
I think Amanda will be favored to win,
which is crazy. Imagine
you think so?
No, I'm saying, you know how dominant and great that you have to be to do that. I mean, generally,
absolutely. I think she's the John Jones of women.
She may have a more dominant.
She's more dominant
than John Jones. In her respected.
Yeah,
weight division. That's fair.
And I think for Pena, I mean, such a brutal loss because I think the way in which she got finished, she's not gonna get fights based on how she talk now, because she genuinely is going to have to step up and put on a good performance.
I think the whole fight for her hurt. Not even just that. The whole fight was. I think that we know that now she can't really handle anything else except for I mean pure fighting. Like you can't go to the ground with her, because if you can't go to the ground with her, whoever won this fight was going to fight Amanda either way.
And I know there were some talks about flip-flopping away, maybe Weili going up.
No.
Weili would kill Pena.
I think Whaley would kill Pena. I don't know if she would be able to work her strength around to beat Kayla. Which is crazy because wait,
Whaley wouldn't beat Kayla. Is that crazy for me to say?
I don't know because she's so good. I actually don't know, but I do think that by weight, even if she goes up by weight, I don't know because Kayla literally said it took the grace of God for her to drop off that last pound, dog. She's fighting to go down there. Whaley's fighting to go up. Like she has to go up. I feel what you're saying, bro. Too much weight difference. Cause in that 24 hours, can't tell me Kayla's probably not. Shit, she may be 150, 160 right now. Literally just walking around.
That's true. My only wonder for Whaley would be if she like I said, she goes up, right? She's not cutting weight. She's probably up there in weight.
She could be up there in weight. I just don't think because Kayla's a pure bigger person.
But she's gonna have to cut down. Kayla's and how much is she gonna put back up day after?
That's the whole point. But how much will Kayla put back up after? But
she's probably not gonna put back nearly as much as what Whaley already has.
No, Whaley won't put up nearly as much as Kayla has. You got it backwards. Kayla is fighting to go down.
Equalized though, Pa.
Dog, you know what's his name? Bantamweight. He's a black dude. He weighed in at 155. The next day, the nigga was. Paul, I apologize. The dude was 196 pounds, dog. 196 pounds. Brothers fighting at basically light heavy, and he's fighting it like, bro.
That's ridiculous.
So I think that Kayla can put on 25 pounds. 20. Yes, 20. Dog. I want to look up how much did she weigh going like
you
right
know,
into the right 15, into the fight.
15, 20.
Yes, dog. Sure. That's almost common. That's kind of common for like about 10, 15 pounds get added on. For her, while she's fighting by the grace of God to drop off the last one, I think that she would love to actually gain 20, 25 pounds. Yeah.
Speaking about the grace of God, our main event of the evening. Merab the Wallace Willie versus Sean O'Malley, as Merab absolutely just ragged
the machine, man.
Sean O'Malley.
The machine.
Which is something that I said. I said this was going to happen. I said that Merab was going to dominate Sean.
He's 34, man. How much more do we have of this, bro?
I'm not quite sure, but you know, obviously Merab getting a submission in the third round with at the end of the third round too. I actually thought Sean was going to get out of that round, but couldn't seem to get out of that.
Bro, his dominance over the bantamweight, man.
Here's my question to you. Is Merab unbeatable?
For right now, yeah. Because we look at who's going to fight him next. My bad. We look at who's going to fight him next. Corey. I think Corey has very great technique. I think his technique is better than Sean's, I think he knows how to be on the ground more. He's more comfortable there. He literally trains people on how to be on the ground. Like that's him. He's not beating Merab, bro. He's not beating Merab, bro. Merab right now in the bantamweight, he may.
I actually thought Umar was the best chance, and now that when he was beat, I then told myself,
what happened with Corey versus Umar? Yeah, and what happened with Merab versus Umar? Merab whooped his ass.
Yeah, but styles make fights.
Merab whooped his ass and Corey lost. What is that telling you? It's levels. It's simply that Sugar Sean, he's possibly
levels
the best
in different aspects though, because
bro, Sugar Sean's the best Corey, right now.
Listen, but you're already saying Corey lost.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah. I'm glad that him being so comfortable on the ground is making you think that he won't get caught.
Not even more comfortable on the ground. I think he just has more of an arsenal to use on Sugar Sean than what. I mean, not on Sugar Sean. He has more of an arsenal that he can use on Merab than what Suge had for Merab.
I can promise you, bro.
I'm not saying he's gonna beat him. Absolutely not. I think honestly, Merab gets him to the ground. It's over, twin. I feel you, but I'm saying. In those exchanges, like you remember we were watching a fight yesterday and Merab was going in for the takedown. I was like, 20 should have hit him with the knee. Why didn't he hit him with the knee? Because that's not his thing.
I heard you say that though. I don't even understand when Merab goes in, he's not going in like he goes in almost like this. Like he's still covered. You know that, right?
How long he is, you need to know your body.
I hear you, bro.
Sean's
I can
knee
promise you,
connected
bro.
in Merab's face.
if it was that easy, I guarantee that almost all takedown attempts in the UFC would all end up
No,
with
because
the
every
knees. If it was
takedown
that
is different
easy.
to him. But the fact that I told you on multiple occasions, I was like, man,
I'm saying though, people who have worse takedown techniques than Merab, why don't people just need them then? Either way, if you're lengthy, why not? Because people don't just go in like a bear like this. That's not how you wrestle, gang.
I feel you.
You don't go in head first.
But I'm saying some of the takedowns in this fight, Merab could have gotten hit with some knees. Sugar
Sean could have did more with his length. Not while he's trying to take him down. Not really. No, it's not that easy. But with his length, because the
like those exchanges, and especially in the first and second round, when Suge got back up on the cage and pushed him off,
that was motivation,
had that length
bro.
right there.
That's where he should have caught him. That's where he should have caught him, bro. That was motivation. When he got up, Merab went 1 for 8 the first couple times he was trying, bro. When he got up, I think it was like the 5th or 6th one. That made all of us pumped, bro. Like, try harder. Try harder.
We had both realized that Sean was gassed already.
Sean, after that first round, because I was very entertained. I thought Sean was good until he went to that corner, and I said, damn.
I guess quitting the Zod does nothing.
Quitting the Zod, beating the Peen, it does nothing.
Apparently, you still get submitted in the 3rd round, which
you saw Merab said though. Merab was like, bro, I stopped beating my J for 11 months straight. It doesn't help. I lost. It's all mind games, gang. He never stopped beating that J. He never stopped beating that J. He was just in his brain, bro. He sees Merab when he goes to sleep.
Yeah,
like Freddy Krueger.
And here's something that I left this fight really questionable and asking myself is, who does Sean fight next? And that's where I go to you, man.
That's the thing. That's where you look at the full bantamweight, because now we don't know, gang. Everything right now is based on Merab. I mean, Peter Yan? What? Who?
Do we give Corey Sandhagen the fight now against Merab?
Obviously, yeah. That's
and then we have Sean and Piotr fight.
No.
Because
wait, this is what we were talking about before and earlier. So, because I said, who else do you think that Sean's ever going to fight for the belt again? You said no. How not? I'm not saying it has to be. We're going to give him a third fight. No, that's what I'm saying. You're thinking about 3 rematches in a row. When you look at this weight class, unless Yadong, he's good too, but I don't think that it will do anything. Vera?
He can fight these guys. What, Vera again?
That's the whole point. It's all structured on these top 4, maybe top 5.
I understand that, but Merab's not losing the belt.
Nobody's beating him. That's the whole point, bro. It's all just gonna be a cycle.
Fighting for a belt, bro.
Bro, it would have to come back up, because guess what?
So it'd be a third fight. So
Corey, stop. Listen, so Corey loses. Corey loses, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yan and Sugar Sean fight. Sugar wins. Now what? You give him Corey, he beats Corey. Now what? I'm just asking, bro.
That would be the silliest trilogy fight ever.
Silliest, it would. But
not
who
even that
else?
Not only would it be the silliest trilogy
if
fight
he beats
ever,
everybody, who else?
Watch that.
So what? You go the Pantoja way and just make him fight just straight nobodies now from Merab? I'm asking. I'm asking.
Oh, you mean the Pantoja way? He's fighting Kai Car.
Pantoja now is fighting someone real. He had 3 fights.
Brandon Royval.
Listen. If we talk about pure just like entertainment, here we go. He gave him work, and we know why, because he wasn't ready. He was fighting a number 8 contender.
Steve Erceg is cold.
Was he cold? Why is your champ fighting the number 8 contender? I'm asking.
Because nobody else wanted
exactly. So we're gonna go that way, right? With Merab, because now we're gonna just recycle the first 4.
That's so crazy. That you
exactly.
Said that about Pantoja.
Exactly.
But I will say this: a third fight with Sean and Merab would just. I don't know how I would feel about that. That would kind of, I don't know. For me, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth, because it's like, you giving us a fight that I don't even want now. I don't want to see that shit again. Do you?
Gang, I don't think nobody does, but it's just like I said, when you recycle it, what else happens unless you just possibly pull up somebody else? Somebody else has to somehow just go crazy. I know Rob isn't. That's what I'm saying. I'm really looking at the rankings right now, and I'm trying to see, who do you think will possibly jump up. I guess if Batista has like a very great run in the next 2 years, he goes up there. I mean, he's at 10, and that may jump up from what he just did to Patch because he looked good.
He did look good.
He looked good. That can possibly jump up to I don't know, Cejudo and Fonts right up ahead of him. Yeah, he can possibly jump up to like 9, possibly like 9 or 8 with that fight, honestly. And what? Now we wait a year and a half, 2 years for him to pop up and
Mario and Sean. Sean gets a tune-up just so we can give him a win.
That would have to happen in like a year and a half, like I said. Like Mario's supposed to build up to that, unless we genuinely go. And there's no disrespect. I think you think I'm disrespecting Pantoja. They had to pull up people from out of the top 5 for him to fight. That's all I'm saying. I think that they're gonna have to go that way with Marab.
So it's most likely from everything you've just said. Then that means they're gonna make Sean and Umar fight. And who wins that?
I think it'll be Sean and Jan. I'm pretty sure, but
who wins that fight? Sean or Umar? Sean O'Malley or Umar Nurmagomedov?
Depends on how. It all depends on Sean. I think Sean is so hurt right now. I don't know. Another wrestler. I think Sean could possibly do that.
Do you think Dana's gonna even allow that?
I don't know, cause I think honestly, cause like you were saying, I don't know. You wouldn't give Sugar a rematch the third time. Why did he get a rematch the second time? He got dog walked the first time. Was that Dana privilege?
No.
You think it was him just deserving it?
Who else were you going to give it to at that time?
So
everybody was hurt.
Everybody was hurt.
So it was like Sean or nothing. Corey was hurt. Corey literally couldn't fight. He had something with his knee or something.
Yeah,
he couldn't fight. And that was like the one guy. Umar had just lost. Like, what are we doing?
We're going to see. I generally think they're going to have to kind of just recycle these next 4 or 5 for the next 2 years. And we'll see what happens. We'll see. I guess
I want to play this little game with you real quick, though.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to list off some fights that we got upcoming.
Say that.
All from different cards. And I want you to rapid fire. Because I'm going to give them to you quick. Pause.
Talk to me.
You got to tell me who's going to win. And you guys tell me how they're going to win.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Kamaru Usman versus Joaquin Buckley. Bye.
KO.
In what round?
3rd, 4th.
Rose Namajunas versus Miranda Maverick. Bye. It won't be real decision.
Yeah, possible decision, yeah.
My bad. How about Jamal Hill versus Khalil Roundtree? Bye.
KO. Knocked his ass out.
In the first round, I'm assuming.
Second. Second.
I like that.
You're not Alex Pereira.
He not Alex Pereira.
Chill out.
Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira.
Ilia Topuria.
Bye. How does Topuria get Charles Oliveira?
I would like to say knockout. I think that's obnoxious.
Knockout.
TKO.
TKO in what round?
4th.
Alexandra Pantoja versus Kai Kara France.
Pantoja, even though it'll be a very great fight by Kai, I think it'll go down to decision, actually.
Wow, 5-round banger with Pantoja in France.
He deserves it.
Beneil Dariush versus Renato Macano.
Yeah, I'll say Dariush, even though it's lower in the card, but it'll be a good fight.
You think Beneil wins?
Yeah.
Wow, by what?
Gang, probably decision. I mean, he's ranked number 8 right now. That's a fight for him to go back up. He's been dropped off the past year. That's a fight for him to go back up.
Brandon Royval versus Manel Kape.
Royval. Bye.
TKO.
Yeah, TKO.
In what round?
3rd.
Okay. Paulo Costa, Roman Kapilov.
That's gonna be a good one.
Mind you, this is all in 317. All these fights that I make are 317.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Costa. I think he's finally back healthy. He's ready for it. I'm gonna say decision. I'm gonna see what he's gonna come out with.
Okay, and last one I want to end off with here.
Talk to me.
Max Blessed Holloway versus Dusten the Diamondback Poirier.
I'm gonna say Max. R.I.P. Dusten on his farewell.
R.I.P. Dusten.
Gloves are gonna be laid out on the mat. I'm gonna say round 4, round 5. Round 5, they give us a banger. They give us a full banger decision unless he gives us another Dusten moment in the last 10 seconds. Decision by Max, and I think it possibly be. I don't know about a unanimous. 29-28.
29-28.
29-28. Yeah.
Wow. Now here, actually, you know what? I did have one more fight for you. I want to know who wins that Robert Whittaker Renier de Ridder fight. Because for me, when I saw this fight get put together,
dog, they gave it to the Ritter basically like a day after he won too. Like he deserving. I
really think Rob might walk through this guy.
If he I don't know, Rob's last,
which is why Rob, I think, is hungry right now.
I think Ritter's hungry.
Ritter's hungry too, hungry. But he's fought.
He gave us a good fight.
But I also don't think I've been telling everybody I don't think Bo is as hyped as he is. More hyped than he should be.
He is, but he made us realize that he whooped on him. I mean, sat him down, made him get on his knees, pause, and he was just there.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say 5-round fight. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. To test him in his third fight in a 5-round fight.
That's a test. 5 rounds. That's a test. You know,
Rob's been there before.
I'm gonna say, man, that's a hard one. Maybe to go Rob by knockout.
By knocking him out unconscious, actually. Not TKO, knockout unconscious.
Rob by knockout.
By knock. Like, he's going to wake up and
in
be like,
what round? Because you're talking like he's about to lay him on the second.
In the second. He's going to knock him out.
Okay.
Rob's going to knock him out. And I think the Ritter's going to realize that there's levels. And I think he's also going to realize that. Because, I'm sorry, look at that jump from Bo Nickel to then Robert Whittaker. What type of jump is that? That is a unreal jump for any human being on the planet. That's ridiculous. Gang, to be quite honest with you, it makes no sense that they gave him that fight. Yeah, he's going to get knocked out in the second round. I get his grappling's cool and all. That shit was cool in one championship in his other organization. Gang, the guys who have come from 1 to UFC have not been that great. The ones that have gone from UFC to 1, Demetrius Johnson, has kicked everyone's ass. Yeah. It's different levels, man. The Ritter's good. I'm glad he knocked out Bo Nickel, who's I wasn't that big on. He's going to get knocked out in the second round, bro. He's going to get knocked out in the second round.
We're going to watch, and I'm going to hold on to everything you just said. Wow. I just don't think that you possibly... I think that's more you being a Rob fan. And you just
I don't like Rob like that.
Really? Why?
I don't like Rob
I'm a Rob fan. Why?
No, I don't have a problem with Rob, but like when I see him fight, it's not like I'm like, please, Rob.
Oh, you wasn't watching that like prime Rob then.
Like when Izzy and Rob would fight.
Yeah,
I wanted Izzy to win.
We all wanted possibly Izzy to win. That's when Izzy was Izzy, but Rob was like a villain almost at that time.
Rob isn't like how I am with Alex. I want Alex to win every fight.
Rob was never an Alex. Huh? Rob was just good. Like Rob was a good fighter. Like
he
was like a bulldozer that could give you a knockout with like 2 punches. Yeah, he was one of those.
But yeah, I mean, Rob's gonna knock him out, and I think it's gonna kind of reset. It's gonna kind of equal everything out, and it's gonna send the Ritter back to where I think he should be skill wise, and it should be like Bo Nickel, like give him somebody more calm. You just threw him to Rob on a main event.
I mean,
it's crazy.
I feel like I would. I would. Do you think? Because like you were talking about, 317 it's a good card. What's gonna be fight of the night?
In 317?
317. Do you think that like the main event obviously it missed the main event? What do you think would be?
When I
Because
look
honestly,
at
I'm thinking about that
317,
the Cape fight. That could be.
when I look at 317, I
That
look at a fight like
Roy Val versus dog. That could be a
no.
banger.
I look at, to your point, you said it earlier. I look at a fight like Pantoja and Kai Kara France,
Yeah.
and I'm like, you guys are gonna definitely fight. I think these are two guys that are gonna want to
Yeah.
stand and beat each other up. I don't think they
Yeah.
really like each other. I don't think the Beneil fight has much of a chance to be that great, just with the styles. I think Moicano can, if Moicano lands on Beneil, Beneil might be dead. But if Beneil sits on Moicano's face, no pause, because that's what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
If he sits on his face for 15 minutes, it's a done fight. Roybal does. I think the little guys. You look at the flyweights.
I thought they're gonna be flying, bro.
They're gonna be
They're
flying,
gonna be
literally.
flying, bro.
They're gonna be
Every
throwing,
single time. They it look like they move at 2 times speed almost.
which I think is always fun because sometimes I would even say like a heavyweight fight. We don't have a heavyweight fight on this card, so or at least in the main main event main card. So yeah, I look at fights like Pantoja, Royval. That could be interesting. I think the Costa Coppola fight could be interesting depending on how they touching each other. No pause again, but yeah, because the Ilya Charles fight.
You're trying to prolong this so long because you don't want to get into it. I'm done with the 90s. I'm done with the UFC. Let's jump into it. Let's jump into it, man. Let's jump into it, man. Why are you trying to prolong this? Why are you trying to talk 40 minutes of UFC? You know what these people want, man. You know what they want. Pacers, which, you know, I don't know if you saw, we were getting some flack in the comments, too, from what we were talking about. I guess we're talking a little cocky about OKC. Pacers take game 1. Tyrese Halliburton. The devil resides in Gary, Indiana. He gives him a buzzer beater right on a midi. You see who was guarding him? Caruso and who? 2 of y'all best guarding this man off of the flick. He comes out. He gets the ball. He runs and he gives him a straight. Midi. Tell me your thoughts, bro. Tell me your thoughts about what happened, what went down, man.
The devil resides in Gary, Indiana.
Yeah, man.
And I think, what a heartbreaking loss for Oklahoma City.
What a heartbreaking loss for you. What a heartbreaking loss for you.
Chill out, bro.
I'm hurt, gang. I'm so glad that you finally get to feel what I felt, man. You didn't feel it at first.
I think for OKC to have control of the game for the entire game, actually, when we look at it, they had control of that game. For them to choke it away in such fashion where, we take a lane violation. There's Shea missing that mid-range shot that usually is better for him that would have put them up 3. Small things like that lost in the game in the end. But the big thing, blowing that 15-point lead with 5 minutes left. How does that happen? And it's simply the shot-making ability of the Indiana Pacers and the fact that all 5 on the court for them can hit these tough shots. I mean, there was a sequence where Miles Turner had a step back 3.
Yeah.
It banked, but don't matter. It went in. And it almost put into perspective, like, if Miles Turner can hit a step back 3, contest it.
He hits a lot of those. Like say somebody's running towards me, he'll just go to the side, bang out.
So the fact that he's hitting those, just the Pacers' ability to make shots in the end propelled them. It's almost like having a life vest when you're drowning. Like, it literally saved them. Their shot making ability saved them in the end because they had so many turnovers. OKC just simply couldn't capitalize off those turnovers, only having 11 points.
Man, and Paycom Center, man.
It was rocking too. They were
18,000 in attendance, man.
But I will say this. You know what I will say about Paycom about this game 1 that I noticed about all other games? Paycom, and this credit to the Pacers, I think. It got loud when OKC went on them runs. But when OKC blow you out by 20, 25 and that crowd just gets unbearable, it never got to that point.
Yeah, it didn't, because
I think and I think Indiana was able to almost keep this lid on this bomb.
You heard what Halle was
saying
in that interview, man. He said basketball's fun. Winning is fun, especially like this. 21-footer, 0.3 left on the clock, man. That's not even the thing, bro. I think the way that the game panned out, I just don't see how they won this game. I think, honestly, if a basketball game original time was 50 minutes, I think that the Pacers this year would be the 96 Bulls. They would be the 95-96 Bulls if basketball games lasted 50 minutes. 25 turnovers, dog. 25 turnovers. Tyrese only has 14 points, including the game winner. Dog. How do they win that game? Has he? Step back over Shea.
Having 6 players score over over 10 points. And by over 10 points, I'm not talking like 11, 10. I'm talking 17, like 14, 14, 15, 19, 10.
Yep.
How about the other guys? 3, 9, 5, 5. Everybody. They didn't shoot the greatest. They shot well from 3-point range, which I think, was super big for them because OKC did not shoot the ball well. They did not shoot the ball. Jalen Williams, you were a no-show.
Yeah.
Jalen
Williams was a no-show. Chet Holmgren
was a no-show.
And that was embarrassing.
And I thought it was interesting to me that out of all the players, Chet was the no-show because I actually thought Chet was going to be the star because you take Hartenstein out of the starting lineup to put you back in your original position.
That was stupid too. You don't even want to talk about that. Why do that?
And that can go into a reason why Oklahoma City lost. I think Mark overcoached. I think he
doing too much.
Yeah,
almost doing too much.
He strayed away from. We beat Denver.
It doesn't matter, dog. You won.
Yeah,
how many games?
Yeah,
basically 80 games.
And let's switch starting lineup, guys. Why? Because I think Hart's a great matchup for Miles.
Caruso's a great. I mean, not Caruso. Queso's a great player. Let him be the great player off the bench. Let him be the energizer. Let him get the bench going.
That's what I'm saying.
Can't do that, dog. Can't do that. And not even that. What do they think was such a threat?
But I will say this, though.
They think,
I think the problem, you know what I think their thought process into that was? And this is something I kind of picked up on Indiana. Indiana's bench is a lot more forward and center oriented than guard oriented. If you notice the guards they have on their bench, TJ and who? Benedict, he's a forward. Thomas Bryant, forward, center.
All they forwards, basically 8.
Obi.
Dog, Obi.
So I think maybe that's what it went into overcoaching. Like they bigger pause.
Yeah.
With their bench.
But do you think that's why he thought to have maybe him come off the bench?
I think that's why he did it, and I don't think I would do it.
Yeah.
I really don't think I would do it.
Dog.
But I'm a little concerned.
I'm gonna ask this question. Who do you think is like the best player right now for the Pacers?
The best player for the Pacers right now has to be Tyrese Halliburton.
Tyrese.
Okay. I mean, yeah, he's giving you 14 points. He's getting you 10 rebounds,
right.
6 assists, a game-winning shot. I mean, he's your floor general.
Right.
Now, if we're going to talk about cold, Nembhard's playing incredible defense right now. I need more sample size to tell you who's the best player for the Pacers in the NBA Finals.
Say his name one more time. Who's playing good? Said who? Andrew Nembhard.
Yeah.
You said tween double back cross step over Shea,
which was an insane shot.
One of the most insane shots I've seen.
He's an insane playmaker. He's an insane shot maker. But I will say he shot 4 for 11. So it's not like
that's fine. Do you know how many? And I don't want to say it in a disrespectful way. You know how many times that he's blessed the Pacers over the past year and a half in the playoffs, bro?
That's very true.
Last year, I don't know if you remember, dog. He hit that crazy shot over who was it? No, Jaylen Brown. The almost the game when he hit it from basically 33 feet out. Gang.
I'll say this though.
Come on.
Now that I'm really, and because this is my first time really looking at this box score.
Yeah.
I feel, you know what? As an OKC fan, I'm worried about going into game 2. I feel a lot better looking at this box score.
Here we go.
Look, Obi shot good. Tyrese shot good. 46% is not bad. In any world, that's not really that bad. The dudes that you want to shoot bad because when they get hot, you're cooked. Aaron Nesmith did not shoot good.
Mm-hmm.
Nembhard did not shoot good. Benedict Mathurin, who can be an absolute game wrecker.
Pascal didn't play like he
didn't do good. Pascal
didn't shoot that much.
Pascal was contained.
That's
it. And that's all you
also
need.
25 turnovers.
25 turnovers.
And y'all only scored 11 points off of that?
That's the problem. And that's the problem. One more bucket, OKC wins that game.
Dog, if there's not 3 more seconds on the clock, y'all win that game. It's simple as that, bro. Y'all blew it. I ain't gonna front. Shea played good, I'll say, but that last shot hurts.
He did, yeah. We've been talking about a lot about Indiana. Let's move to that OKC side because, obviously we both watched the game. Going into game 2, who is a player you want to see on OKC? Absolutely, step up for them.
Chet, and it's really obviously both, and then you know why. Chet and Jalen, but I'm gonna really say Chet. Like you said, this is supposed to be Chet's series. Shea gonna be the MVP. He's gonna be the MVP of the other finals. That's fine. This is supposed to be Chet's series, bro. This, to me, this is possibly the easiest matchup that he has on at least the centers from the past 2 series that he's had. Yes, sure. This is the easiest time that he's supposed to have. He had a great time last series. Probably not that expected. This series, show out. 2 of 9. Not even that. 2 of 9. You only give me 6 rebounds. If you're gonna shoot bad, damn it, at least give me some rebounds. You 7-footer at least. Defense wasn't terrible. I'll say that. Defense wasn't terrible. He was moving his feet.
Yeah.
2 shots made out of 9 and 6 rebounds from your 7-footer.
And I think you need to reinsert Isaiah Hardenstein back into
that
starting lineup.
Yes, you do.
If it looks like that, score, you have to.
If it looks like that, not even that. Let's talk about J-Dub.
Jason Wallace starting, right?
No, let's
3 of 9.
Yeah.
3 of 9. And you know what really confused me with OKC?
Yeah.
What were the AJ Mitchell minutes?
Yeah.
What were those? It was only 4 minutes, but
he didn't get anything out of it. I mean, he
went over 3. He went over 3. He literally took 3
it.
possessions away from OKC. Yeah. So this is what I mean by Mark overcoached.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you're playing players you never play. They're going over 3. He puts Kenny in the game, right? He puts Kenny in for 39 seconds.
Yeah.
Weird. Aaron Wiggins, 9 minutes. If anything, leave let A cook.
Yeah, 2 shots attempted. Yeah.
I liked Isaiah Joe minutes.
Yeah. He deserved it.
But I'm telling you right now,
we're talking about I'm telling you, it's just those 2 players, J-Dub, because
you know what you're gonna get from Louis.
I'm not saying be upset with J-Dub. This whole playoffs, it's been very on and off, which is very concerning. And I know that you guys are going to win.
But he came on when it was most needed.
Nice. Dog. His off games are looking bad. Like these are looking like almost like Ant compared off games. These are tour dates. This man just went 6-19, bro. It's not June 19th yet.
He really needs to develop that 3 ball.
Dog, that's fine. When he's off, it's so off. Gang.
And for me, it's
every other game.
Yeah, and for me, it's the shot selection with him.
It's every other game. You guys go for that? Y'all go for that? He's supposed to be your... No, stop. I asked you. I said, who's the second best player last week? You said it's J-Dub. Every other game, he's basically doing this for y'all?
It's okay. Something that's... I think his shot selection is definitely...
Not even that. He... Oh, man, no.
Because I look at guys
can't go for that,
Lou.
bro.
Lou played awesome. Lou Dort.
Yeah, he did.
5 of 9 from 3. 4 steals, 2 blocks. 4 steals, 2 blocks.
Which I feel like he'll only give y'all like 2 or 6 sometimes. But I think the way the other people were shooting, it gave him more of a chance.
And Caruso gave good minutes, of course. I think he didn't shoot the greatest, but...
I don't even care about Caruso. That's what I'm saying. Caruso and Lou Dort, y'all not like they're giving away possession offense. Y'all kind of have to let them shoot sometimes. They're basically your full defense. Not your full defense, but y'all construct basically on them on the defensive side.
Absolutely.
So they deserve what they got. Obviously, you gave Caruso, which to me, 28 minutes. I thought that was a lot, but I would give it to him again, honestly.
Here's my question to you. Does your prediction on this series change after game 1?
No. Yeah, no, I don't know. 25 turnovers to me is still so concerning. You got very good points from your bench.
It was 25 turnovers, and it almost felt like it almost didn't even feel like 25 turnovers because of the way the game was going.
I'm gonna say, because I know you're not that big into basketball Twitter. You don't really be on Twitter like that, which I know. I don't know. Dog, if you saw what they were saying in that first couple quarters, we were unentertained, dog. Nobody was really entertained except for, like I said, the Pacers and OKC fans. Y'all were probably watching, like, what's gonna happen? Like, dog, everybody else was kind of like, it's a good game. It's a decent game. When they turned up, bro, that's big time, bro. Like I don't know. They're so good in the fourth quarter. Like, it's like a whole new team.
So who do you got? Who do you got?
OKC.
Because
I'm gonna tell you this right now. If not, OKC somehow, which I don't even know what the odds would be. If OKC was to lose 2 home games of the first 2 games of the finals at OKC, Paycom, go to Gary, Indiana. We say that, bro. The stadium's not even in Gary, Indiana, but they go to Gary, Indiana. Nah, bro, they're not winning both games. Or if they lost both in OKC, they're not winning both games.
Wow,
in
this
Gary.
sucks. This really sucks. Waiting for the game now.
I don't know why, because I feel like y'all will capitalize off of what happens to y'all. Y'all got your chain snatched, and y'all got to go get it back. Bring your big brother and go get your chain back. I will say, do you think that you want to play the other J. Will? He didn't get no minutes. Y'all gave AJ Mitchell minutes, no J. Will minutes.
I think J. Will interesting because you got to think of how like the matchup would be. It'd be J. Will against what, Obi? That's not a good matchup because J. Will not fast.
I don't think he'll play Obi.
He's not a fast defender. He's a strong defender.
I don't know if he'll play Obi. Let me see.
I mean, who else are you gonna play on? Miles? I mean,
yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it'll be like a Miles or something like that. Yeah, right.
I suppose.
How tall is J. Will?
6'9", 6'10".
Yeah, unless he. Yeah, she may have to get put on Obi. Yeah, I don't know.
So it would be a bad.
So you think that he won't play at all, or like when he come in on the series then? Because I know that the coach kind of did that last year.
I think he don't play at all this series.
That's not even fair to him at all. Y'all better give him some garbage minutes at least.
Oh sure, if we like are beating the shit out of the Pacers and put him in, yeah, sure. I hope that happens.
Yeah, okay.
So who wins tonight?
OKC. No, like I'm telling you right now, Chet went 2 for 9. Jada went 6 for 19, bro. It's not happening again. Usually, from what we see from J-Dub, he'll play shitty the first game, good the next game. Shitty that one after, and he'll come back again.
So, and do you think that now both of these teams, now that, because everybody says, oh, rest, like they had too much rest, they was cold. Now that it's equaled out now, do you think now we're going to see what really is about to unravel?
I don't think, and even if that, y'all not only scoring, because I don't think that they're going to give up 25 turnovers again, because it was very sloppy ball at first.
That even matters.
It does.
No.
It does.
No, I'm saying like this game, I don't think they need to have 25 turnovers for OKC to win.
That's what I'm saying. Dog, if y'all even had 15, 10.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
y'all would have even possibly still had a chance to score more than 11 points off of turnovers. That's like embarrassing, bro. You take the ball and do what with it? Pass it around for y'all to miss? Exactly. No, I don't know. No fast break points. No, yeah, I don't know. Good first game though. I'll say very entertaining. Like I said, bro, we got pooped on a little bit. People were saying that we were wrong, man, and we were. I mean,
we were.
I think I got starstruck because I got a OKC fan here, and
chill out.
Simply, he tried to tell me that Pacers were gonna get dog walked, and I listened.
I didn't say that.
They said that was gonna be over in 4.
I wanted that to happen,
and basically all of that.
But, my prediction actually changed. I said, what I say? Us in 5?
Yeah.
I'm going to say us in 6.
That was the original, though. We said 5 or 6.
No, but I'm 100%. It's not 5 anymore. It's 6. It's going to be 6. They're going to win another game.
You're going to win another game.
In Gary, Indiana. I think it's going to be, if the way I wanted to pan out, it'll be 2-2.
Y'all win this next one. They win 1. And you win another one.
6. Win it in Gary, unfortunately. But you're going to have to win. Game 7. I don't want to talk
entertaining, but yeah, you don't want to go back home if that's the case.
Actually, you
would want to go back home, but
I'd rather be home than Gary, Indiana.
Finish it in 6. Let's get it finished in 6.
Yeah.
So simple. Tell me right now. Shay did a lot. What does she have to do more? Talking about everybody else. What does she have to do more? Since he gave me basically a whopping 38.
Lou had a good point. Lou had a really, really good point, and I really rock with him for what he said. Shay actually shot them out of the game. And I was like, what you mean, Lou? Like, he had 38. If you go and look, if you look at some of the shots he took, rushed in the shot clock, or just plain out stupid, why would you take that shot? He shot OKC out of the game. Now, I'm not saying by any means am I saying he lost us the game.
He didn't lose y'all the game, but I think that's possibly the first time I've heard you say that, because I feel like a lot of times when he scores a lot of points, he does that. I mean, I didn't really. That's what I'm saying. I was trying to give him the spotlight. I think we were talking about Minnesota. That really good game where he had that 40 ball. He went 13 of 30. I know nobody really talked about it because he had a 40 piece. 13 of 30. It to me is not
super efficient.
It's not
horrible.
It's not horrible. It's just not that impressive when you look at the box score. It's impressive when you're looking at the game. Look at that box score, like, damn, that's a lot of shots to take.
And that's why I say, like, he kind of did shoot them out of the game a little bit. He shot 14 to 30. You know, damn, I can't even shit on the 3-point. He shot 3 of 6. But it's like some of those shots were very rushed. I feel like, especially on the turnovers. He would run up the court, shoot the midi, and
shoot a lot of threes. Shay never, and I don't know.
And I like that he does it.
This whole playoffs.
And I like that he does it. He's not good.
He doesn't shoot a lot of threes.
He's not good at shooting threes.
You don't got to be when you're him.
Absolutely. If he were to really build,
stop, because he can still shoot. It's not like
it's not like we saying Jordan. He's a dud. Like, we're not saying he Westbrook.
He can still like guard. His mid range is just that good that I'm gonna work you.
It overshadows. Yeah, it overshadows a 3-ball, because he probably does have an above average 3-ball than everyone in the league.
Pretty sure that he does.
Exactly. But it's just overshadowed by the mid range shot that he has.
Yeah.
Call it right now. Score.
119. I'm not gonna say that, man. I'm gonna say 115 to 108.
Which is interesting, because when the Pacers score 110 points in the playoffs, they're undefeated. So you said
115 to 108.
That's interesting. There you go. I'm gonna have it 124. 97.
Oh, y'all think, man, you whooping their ass?
OKC. 1-1.
Put that hat on.
And the devil resides.
Put that hat on.
And the devil resides in Garyanda. But guess what? The power of Christ will prevail. 1-1.
We're ending the episode. Thank you so much for watching, man.
I'm your host, Damian Dusten, here with
Ayden
Jones.
Hopefully, playing with the guys.
City Thunder. Tie it up 1-1. Peace out.